Are you a working mom? Are you wondering how to do it all as a working mom? Are you looking for some encouragement for moms? Well, if so, then stick around because that's exactly what we're going to start diving into here today. This is the beginning of my latest series, which I'm calling Encouragement for Moms. However, this isn't your typical Encouragement for Moms video. This isn't a pep talk. In this series, we're going to approach encouragement from a different angle, namely empowerment. We're going to get into some tools which will help us in areas like how to ditch working mom guilt, some important working mom mindset shifts, and we'll take a look at what it really means when people talk about how to do it all as a working mom. For part 1 here, we're going to start with ditching working mom guilt. So let's get to it. So hey there and welcome back. I'm Alicia from Alicia Cohen Designs, where I teach you intentional planning and productivity. If you're new around here, would you please do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button? It means a lot to me, helps support my channel, and it's just really nice to know that I have supporters out there. So please give that subscribe button a tap. And now let's get to our topic. Okay, here we are with part 1. Here's the plan for today's video. We're going to talk about who or what is a working mom. Then we're going to talk about what can potentially be a whopper of a topic to address, which is working mom guilt. Before we get cracking, I wanted to tell you about a freebie that I have for you all. I made you guys something. It's a set of pretty downloadable printables with encouraging working mom quotes on them. I really like them and I hope you will too, so stick around to the end of this video because I'll show you what the printables look like and I'll tell you the quotes. But if you just can't wait, the link to download the printables is in the description below. All right, now let's get on to our first section of today's video. Let's define what I mean when I say a working mom in this video. So a working mom is anyone who is a mom that also does some kind of additional work, full-time, part-time, outside of the home, or at home. The work could be temporary or seasonal. A working mom could be working for someone else, or a business owner, or an entrepreneur, or a contractor, or maybe a working mom is a stay-at-home mom with a side gig, or a work-at-home mom. So pretty much if you're a mom and you're doing some sort of additional something or other that you consider extra working beyond your usual duties of motherhood, then for the purposes of this video, you, my sweet sister, are a working mom. Cool? Cool. As for how I think of myself, I am a stay-at-home mom who does some work things. I have my business, Alicia Cohen Designs, which this YouTube channel is a part of, and I also work a tiny smidge bit of hours as a contractor for an app. But I typically do these work things when the kids are sleeping or when my husband or mother-in-law can be with the kids. So, because my priority in my life is the stay-at-home mom role and the work things get fit in during those other times I mentioned, that's why I refer to myself as I do. So based on my own life and the knowledge I have about productivity, I'm bringing you this video series because while I might not fit the traditional definition of a working mom, I am still a mom and I am doing working things. So I feel that my experiential knowledge and my productivity knowledge can help all kinds of working moms. So here I am to share my insights with you all. So now that we covered that, let's get into our next section about working mom guilt, which can be such a tough thing to tackle and also has a bunch of mindset stuff wrapped up in it. And if you've been hanging around my channel, you know me. I gotta talk about mindset. And as I said, this topic is no exception. So let's first talk about the mindset piece of working mom guilt and then also get into some tools. And just a quick note, a mom can feel working mom guilt for any number of reasons. We won't be getting into specifics too much here because really, it's not particularly possible in this type of video format because everyone is so unique. However, I do have insights and tips for you all that I think will help regardless of the personal specifics of your particular working mom guilt. So let's start unpacking all of this. So we'll start here. Beware of the guilt of not being at home when you're at work and of not being at work when you're at home. And when I say at work here, you could be anywhere, an office, a home office, wherever. The point here is, when you're working, are you thinking about and feeling guilty about wanting or needing to be at home? But then when you're at home, are you thinking about and feeling guilty about, or at least bogged down by or distracted by wanting or needing to be at work? This can be such a tricky mindset piece. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you to not feel guilty. That's what you're feeling. Don't try to push it away or bury it. Feeling guilty stinks. But ignoring our feelings doesn't do us any good. So if guilt is what you are feeling about being a working mom, then feel your feelings of guilt. This will likely be rather unpleasant and uncomfortable though. So offer yourself some moments of self-compassion like, man, I am at work right now and I am feeling super guilty that I'm not at home playing with my 3-year-old. This really stinks and is really hard. I'm feeling upset about this right now, or whatever rings true for you. But feel the guilt, apply the self-compassion, and then let's look at some other ways to be or to think in these moments that might better serve us. I'm going to do a second series about working motherhood where we'll get into concrete strategies to help with working mom guilt. But for now, let's just stay focused on this mindset piece and the tools that I have that apply to this in particular. Here are the steps I recommend doing when you're in that guilty place, because with working mom guilt, really what is useful to think about here is the work of being present to wherever you are at the moment. So, if you're at work and you're feeling guilty about not being at home, then catch yourself in that headspace. That's step 1. Then step 2, whatever it is that you're feeling guilty about or ruminating on, write it down real quick on paper or in your phone. It's essentially a situational, feeling-specific brain dump. Next, step 3, take some deep breaths. Then, step 4, try bringing yourself back to the present by naming things in your workspace. You would look around and say, lamp, window, computer, pen, paper, binder, etc., whatever you see. Then, for the last step, take some more deep breaths, see how you feel. Feeling a bit better? Then move on to the next step, or if you're not feeling better, then give yourself some self-compassion, like, I am still feeling all guilty. Man, this is so hard and just stinks. Or whatever resonates with you to be kind and supportive to yourself about how you're feeling. Then name some more objects in your workspace and take a few more deep breaths. Once you've broken your brain out of being in the guilt loop, then move on to the next step, which is to move into some self-talk. I want you to come up with a short and simple mantra for yourself. Write it down so you have it to refer to. Something like, I am a good, hardworking mom, even when I don't feel like it. Or, I am enough and I am serving my family by working. Or whatever mantra feels supportive to you. Once you've broken your brain out of this guilt loop, say this mantra to yourself a few times. Hopefully by this point, you're feeling good and can get back to work without sinking into guilt. Okay. We'll continue with our topic in just a moment, but before we get back to it, if you haven't already, would you please hit that subscribe button? As I like to say, you subscribing is kind of like the gasoline for my channel. It keeps things running around here. So please help keep this puppy running and subscribe. Okay, back to it. Now let's flip the example. So now you're at home and you're playing with your kids and you keep thinking about work, but there's nothing urgent or anything. It's just that thoughts of work just keep nagging at you. So, same steps. First off, catch yourself in this headspace, then write whatever is swirling around in your head, down on paper, or in your phone somewhere. Just get it out of your head. Again, mini emotional brain dump. Take some deep breaths, then name things that you see. My daughter smiling, blocks, the couch, the picture on the wall, etc., etc. Take some more deep breaths. Then, depending on how you feel, give yourself some self-compassion like, this really stinks. I'm at home playing with my kids and I just keep thinking about work. I can't focus and be present the way I want. This is hard. Then name more things that you see and take a few more deep breaths. And hopefully you've broken the loop and you can move on to the self-talk step using a mantra, a different mantra that's specific to this situation. Again, come up with something and write it down so you can refer to it when needed. Might be something like, work can wait, be here now. Or, I'm a good mom and doing my best even when I feel distracted. Or again, whatever resonates with you. Additionally, when dealing with working mom guilt, it's also useful to do the work of accepting that you are where you are at that moment and not beating yourself up for it. So, if you're at work, accept that you're at work. Don't beat yourself up for not being at home. Don't beat yourself up for not figuring out how to clone yourself and be the perfect supermom. Although, can I tell you, I have wished many times for an Alicia stunt double or personal assistant or something. Unfortunately, this is just not my life. But it sure would be nice sometimes, right? It would. Anyway, what I'm getting at here is this quote that you may have heard before by Carl Jung, which is, "What you resist persists." So, if you can be at work and accept that you are there without beating yourself up or making yourself wrong for it, then you will have a much easier time with it. But if you're at work just thinking about how you shouldn't be there and you're resisting being there, then you will just continue to be caught in this negative loop regarding the time that you're spending at work. So with this piece of the working mom guilt mindset reframe, there isn't too much to do here other than just being aware of this piece of the puzzle and then working towards making some positive shifts in how you approach things. Okay, remember, I promised you that I'd tell you about my freebie that I made for you. Well, now, yay, let me show you that. So, again, I made 3 downloadable printables for you with encouraging quotes about being a working mom. For the first one, we have this one here with a lovely quote from former U.S. First Lady Michelle Obama that says, "For me, being a mother made me a better professional because coming home every night to my girls reminded me what I was working for, and being a professional made me a better mother because by pursuing my dreams, I was modeling for my girls how to pursue their dreams." For our second one, we have this great quote from comedian Tina Fey that says, "I think every working mom probably feels the same thing. You go through big chunks of time where you're just thinking, this is impossible. Oh, this is impossible." And then you just keep going, and you sort of do the impossible. And finally, we have this sweet quote from author Jill Churchill that says, "There is no way to be a perfect mother, but a million ways to be a good one." So, if you want to have these for yourself, go click the link in the description below. They're formatted in 8x10 size, and you can print them at home or get them professionally printed or whatever you prefer. I hope that you like them and that they inspire and encourage you in your working mom journey. As always, thanks so much for spending this time here with me. That completely wraps up part 1 for us here today. Be on the lookout for part 2 coming your way soon. And my parting encouragement, as always, if you are feeling overwhelmed today, remember that when it comes to planning and productivity, being intentional plus not giving up means that you are going to get there. Catch you next time. Take good care.